Hey, how's it going, Heretics? James here for Heretic Wargaming. So today's battle report is going to be slightly different. As y'all know, we are still during so we're on the tail end of the coronavirus pandemic, and so I've actually, started working out, getting games in by going over to my friends' houses and them coming over to my house and basically doing our best, Lysol wipes, masks, whatever, to be as safe as possible, but get some games in. That way I can film and get you guys some battle reports. So for battle reports, at least for the near future, I'm probably going to film my list separately from my opponents, and then I'll have them basically film their list and talk about it, and yeah, send me the video. That way we can put them together. So I'm gonna always start these out by talking about my list, and also one change that I'm going to be making here for the future is that traditionally I would show the list in the video. Well, I've noticed a lot of people put their lists down in the comments, so I'm gonna cover the list. And then you guys will be able to see it down in the comments. That way you guys can copy, paste it, whatever. Makes it a little easier, and at the same point, it's less editing for me when it comes to the videos, because I can just copy and paste my opponent's list down at the bottom. So hopefully you guys enjoy that a lot more. But let's go ahead and get into my list. All right, so apologize for the presentation of the list, because I've just recently started binning up my models and stuff, and this is a way to transport everything, pack it up, and get it to and from games a lot easier. So I didn't unpack everything to take the video just to pack it back up, right? Because about to leave here in about an hour or so. So the list is actually Thousand Suns and World Eaters. So yes, I know, fluff be damned. This is actually a crazy concoction that I came up with the help of one Mark Perry, so shout out to Mark. You guys have heard him on several Chaos chats here on the channel, and he's a well-known player, and he's been messing with World Eaters, so I wanted his opinion, and I've also talked to Red Pal about this too, so just kind of trying some new things. Don't know if I like it, because this is my second game with it, but hey, we'll figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with the World Eaters part of it. So the World Eaters is actually, this is 3 units of 8 Berzerkers. They have a banner and a power fist. So banner, power fist, everybody's got Chainaxes and Chainswords, and 3 units of 8. We got 3 rhinos that they're going to be riding around in. Then here we have 10 Warp Talons. So Warp Talons are Warp Talons. They functionally operate just like the Berzerkers in a World Eaters detachment, which is really cool. It's basically flying Berzerkers. So few less attacks, but hey. And then they are being led by these 2 guys here. So this is an Exalted champion with a Power Fist, so you guys can see. And he will have the Violent Urgency Warlord trait, which allows everybody within 6 inches of him to get +1 to their charges and advances, which is really, really nice when you combine it with all of this stuff. And this right here is a Jump Lord, as you guys can see. A Jump Chaos Lord with a Chainaxe, and he will have the Gorefather relic. And I'm also spending the 2 CP to do a Host Raptorial, which will allow these guys to get +2 inches to their charge, as well as themselves. So which is really cool combo is that you could do Violent Urgency in that to get +3 inches to charge on these guys if you wanted to. So haven't done it yet, because obviously I haven't had too many games with this, but should be a lot of fun. And so that's the first detachment that's actually 1,000 points. Then our second detachment is Thousand Suns, and this is all Cult of Duplicity. So I've got Ahriman and a Demon Prince. So I am going to spend 2 CP to make this Demon Prince a Warlord with the High Magister Warlord trait. And I'm going to give him the Dark Matter Crystal. We've got 40 cultists. Big blob of 40. And then here is actually a unit of 15 rubrics and a unit of 16 rubrics. And that's it. So it's a really simple list that operates around having a bunch of movement shenanigans with Cult of Duplicity and the hitting power of World Eaters. Now, like I said, this is only game number 2. It's going to be really interesting. We're facing Astra Militarum. So we're going to go over to Justin and let him talk about his list. And like I said, from now on, the list will now be down below in the little description box. So if you guys want to see this list, copy, paste it, whatever, check out down there. So let's get on over to Justin's list.
Starting with the guard, we got a battalion of Catachan. I'm going to be proxying commissars as my HQs because I cannot get actual models right now. So we got Lord Commissar, the painted one, is going to be Yarick, and then I'd have a platoon commander. He's going to go ahead and have the field commander. I spent the CP on the field commander, and he's going to have Lord of Ordnance for his Warlord trait. And then I just have 3 units of guardsmen. And then for heavy supports, I have 2 basilisks. One basilisk is going to go ahead and have tank ace on him, and it's going to be full payload. The other one's just going to go ahead and be a normal basilisk. And now the Hydra is actually a wyvern. Now moving on to my second battalion, it's going to be a battalion of scions, and I'm going to have a Tempestor Prime, and I'm going to have a company commander as well. And then it's going to have a unit of 5 with 2 plasma guns in it, and then the rest, even though you see all the different weapons, it's all going to be hotshot las guns. And their regimental trait, I didn't give them an actual Scion regiment. They're going to go ahead and have fire from the hip and disciplined shooters to give them advance and still shoot with a -1, and also rapid fire at 18 inches. Moving on to my last battalion, I have 3 tank commanders. The battle cannon Lehman Russ is going to go ahead and have Hammer of Sunderance, then 2 demolishers, all WYSIWYG. And now moving on to my my fast attack, it's going to be 3 armored sentinels with missile launchers, 3 units of guardsmen, and then 2 Lehman Russ demolishers and a Lehman Russ Conqueror.
So, already did the intro, so welcome back to Heretic Wargaming. So, first I want to show this off. Oh, why did that app show? First I want to show off this. So this is Justin's table that he built himself. So this is absolutely awesome. He made it out of wood that he got from Lowe's. So just so you guys know, you can build a really, really cool table. And there's Justin. Hi, Justin.
Hi.
And so I also wanted to show the table because you'll notice he does not have a mask on, because with these lips and everything, this thing is definitely bigger than 6 feet. So as long as we're both on different sides of the table, we're good to go. So we are doing the perfect social distancing. So we're playing ITC today, and we're going to be playing mission number... That's cocked. Mission number 5, and we'll get the table set up and everything. And we've already done the army intros. So we will come back for the roll-off to go first and deployment. Well, I forgot to start filming with the roll-off, but we both rolled 6s to begin with, so we're going to go ahead and roll off again. I rolled a 2, he rolled a 3. Would you like to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so he is choosing to go first, which means he's forcing me to go second. So I rolled the 2 dice, yes. So 1 or 4, so I need to actually look those up. Yep. So, I get the choice between pointy hammer and anvil or hammer and anvil. I think I want the pointy hammer and anvil. And I am going to go ahead and actually choose this side just to make it easy. So, mostly because I don't really have too much to deploy, and it'll be a lot easier for me to deploy over here, and because this is up against the wall, and so that way I can stand back and Justin has all that to actually move around and deploy his giant massive stuff. So we're going to go ahead and come back once he is done once we're done deploying, and we'll go ahead and start the game. Okay, so we have deployed. So we went ahead. I'll start over here on the chaos side. So everybody is inside this ruin, and we basically discussed it, and he should pretty much be able to shoot cultists and not much else, just because even if he moves 10 inches either way, like, all this stuff's out. Those guys are all on the bottom floor there, and then we have 2 rhinos hiding behind these. Now I can't stop, obviously, those from doing whatever the hell they're going to do, and they're going to shoot stuff, and he's got missile launchers over here, and just stuff. He can still shoot stuff, but negating things as much as humanly possible. And then over here, he's got his armored sentinels down here at the bottom. 10 guardsmen, 10 guardsmen, 2 of the demolisher. Are these the tank commanders?
The sponsons are tank commanders.
Okay, so tank commander, and then hammer of sunderance, tank commander. And then these are the 3 normal tanks. And then he's got all of his artillery over there with some dudes. And then 2 units of 10 guardsmen here in the middle. And then obviously in Deep Strike, he has Scions. In Deep Strike, I have the 10 Warp Talents, my Jump Lord, and all these guys are in transports. So we can't normally do our handshake. We'll just social distance handshake. There you go. And I should probably cover secondaries real quick. So on my side, I took the Reaper, Big Game Hunter, and Behind Enemy Lines because it's pointy spearhead. So I should be hopefully able to get over here. That's what I'm hoping. And then he took Mark for Death. He marked my Cultists, the 15-man Rubrics, the Warp Talons, and then my Zerker squad that has the Exalted Champion inside the Rhino with them. And then Behind Enemy Lines and King of the Hill. So we will move on to Astra Militarum's turn 1. Okay, so the end of Justin's turn 1, it was super uneventful. We were both kind of shocked by your dice. Your dice just didn't like you. So he did 6 wounds on that Rhino right there after double shooting the one with the full payload into it. And I made 1 save. That's why it actually has some wounds left. These guys right here. So 2 of the missile launchers could actually see this Rhino. And even with the +2 to hit strat, he rolled really bad again. So they did nothing, and then the other one launched his missiles here, and then basically everything that could see the cultists plus the wyvern shot in the cultists. They only killed 4, and then he actually popped smoke on all the Lehman Russes because really this one couldn't really see much of anything. So he's just like, hey, I'm gonna pop smoke. That way, if you got any shooting to throw into it, you're taking negative. So that being said, he scored no points. No, a point for holding that turn. So he held 1. And so that will move on to Chaos's turn 1.
Why would ever I roll? Make
it. So the end of my turn 1. So a lot of positioning craziness. So the Rubrics use their free reroll to basically charge into here. We shot everything that we could into these guardsmen, actually knocked him down to 1, and he spent 2 to auto pass. What that did was functionally denied me a kill because I couldn't actually kill anything else this turn. But the Rubrics came in, actually did quite a few wounds to this tank along with a couple smites and some other stuff. So it's actually at two wounds left. We wrapped it up nice and tight. We went ahead and tapped his Sentinels to knock them out for this turn. Oop, as I knock a Warp Talon over. And then the Cultists, they Warp Time up the middle, charged, and I strung them out. That way they're within 6 of Ahriman there. Went ahead, wrapped up this Demolisher, and then we charged into the wall because there's a 10-man here, and then there's a 10-man right behind them. So I couldn't actually wrap around, and because they're Catachan, I don't want to actually charge both because he'll win that fight. I will lose that fight every time. But what I did was I basically made these guys immune to being shot and wrapped up 2 of his tanks this turn. So, which means that he's going to be sending everything into these Rhinos. These Rhinos are probably gone. But the score right now, though, is 3-1. Neither of us have gotten any of our secondaries because I'm not fully behind his lines. He's obviously not behind my lines. So let's go ahead and move on to Justin's turn 2. So the end of Justin's turn 2. So he has blown up both of these Rhinos here. Well, they didn't blow up. Sorry, they died. And subsequently, between getting out and then all of the heavy bolters and stuff shooting, he killed 5 from this front squad and 2 died getting out of the Rhino over here. Both of his Basilisks failed horribly and did not even touch this Rhino. So that Rhino's still alive, thank God. Well, not that it's going to do much, but... So those guys are all out now. He deep struck 1 unit of Scions back there basically to just touch and hold that objective and give me something that I don't really think I can handle right now. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. Here in the middle in the scrum between the cultists and all these guardsmen that kind of charged in here. So I lost 7 and he lost about 7 between where everybody's at. It's just weight of bodies right now is what won me the combat. And then I spent 1 for Veterans of the Long War. And the 11 rubrics that were around this tank actually killed it. So he failed just enough saves for me to kill it, and he didn't want to reroll it because he's like, oh, you're going to smite it or whatever. And basically, if you spent the CP, it was going to die anyway. So there really wasn't anything else for him to do. And he made sure that he was just outside of an inch of my guys. So we're basically contesting this objective right now. Yeah, so right now the score, he has 4 points because he did get behind enemy lines because of his Scions. So he's got 4 points and I have 3 points. So we will move on to Chaos's turn 2. All right, so the end of Chaos's turn 2. So things are going very smashingly, mostly because rubrics are just slowly sweeping this side of the table by themselves. So the rubrics came in, tied up that tank. I was not able to actually get to these tanks because of the way I moved the rubrics up. So tied up the sentinels again, tied up that tank, killed the rest of the guardsmen over here. In the middle, I actually had 3 Zerkers come in and basically kill all the guardsmen and the platoon commander and everybody down there at the bottom of the building. Cultists are still being cultists and just tying everything up and annoying him. I did bring in my Gorefather relic Warlord dude and charged into the tank. And then I declared the tank and these guys back here. Basically made it into the tank with a 10-inch and then piled in over it and then swung into the guys over there. And basically killed that squad by himself. And Rubrix here killed the last Scions. So, big point swing in my favor that time. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right now to 4. But it's only turn 3, and he does have most of his tanks still. He basically zoned me out over here, so I wasn't able to bring in any of the Warp Talons or anything. But I've killed most of the Guardsmen, so I hope to do... Well, I have to bring in the Warp Talons next turn, but we'll move on to Justin's turn 3. Okay, so the end of Justin's turn 3. He actually did quite a bit of damage. Killed all the Berzerkers over here, plus the Rhino. He also killed one of the Zerkers here. I actually rolled really, really well for saves. There should be a second one. Yeah, there he is. Rolled really well for saves there, but these guys just got pummeled. These guys actually had a 3-up invulnerable save, and the Scions killed 8 of them. So, yeah, that was really bad. And so I had spent 2 CP to actually keep the rest of these guys around. And then other than that, these rubrics are just pressing this corner. That's pretty much their job, is to press this corner. So, but he went ahead and he got a lot of points that turn. So he got 2 more behind enemy lines. He still hasn't got a mark for death. You got to kill one, hold one. So right now I've got 12. He's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But yeah, the kill and hold more. I'm going to hold more, but it's really going to come down to the kill more because he actually killed quite a bit that turn. So let's move on to Chaos's turn 3. All right, so the end of Chaos's turn 3. Rubrics didn't kill Scions. That's what happened there. I failed to kill this Leman Russ. It's down to 3 wounds. Now, I did send all the attacks from the Demon Prince in there just because traditionally I always have a terrible time. And the plan was actually to charge in far enough with the Demon Prince that I could possibly tag both of those, but I didn't get far enough. So I just charged over it. Over here, I made the charge with the Warp Talons after a reroll, a CP reroll, because I failed Gaze. They killed the Sentinels. 1 Sentinel blew up, killed 1 Warp Talon, killed Rubric. And then we did 1 wound here. And I put this one down to 4 wounds. Now, I did use Stoke the Nails on the Warp Talons because I figured, hey, generating more attacks on 5s would be awesome. And I generated tons of attacks, but I forgot to do Veterans of the Long War because I then might have killed that one. So, yeah, live and learn, right? But so right now the score, I'm up by a lot. We'll come back. But he still has tons of firepower. Like, the biggest thing is that I'm wrapped in combat with all of these tanks. So, bye-bye, Rubrics. Alright, so the end of turn 4 for the Astra Militarum. So I spent my last CP to make these rubrics have their 3-up invulnerable save. And literally his entire army shot into these rubrics. And I made every save.
I killed myself.
Yeah, he killed himself. the one Scion died. Over here, I remember the Berzerkers are actually strength 10 on the Power Fist. Not that it really mattered too much because I keep missing. I missed 5 out of 6 attacks for the double fight with the Power Fist. But finally killed the Leman Russ here. Finally killed that Leman Russ over there with the Demon Prince. Neither of them blew up. So he didn't get any kills. So I'm already automatically going to get killed more. And we talked it out. I don't know why he took King of the Hill. We talked it out. He's like, I wasn't really sure what to take. So we went ahead and just gave him Big Game Hunter because he would have killed 3 rhinos. He wouldn't have maxed it out, but he wasn't quite sure what else to take. So he got an additional 3 points for that. Because I felt bad because I was like, I don't know why you took that. And he's like, I don't know why either. So we went ahead and just swapped his thing. That way he could get a few more points. But we'll move into my turn 4. For Chaos. Okay, so turn 4. So after this, I'm going to do a sum up of the last 2 turns because it's basically boiled down to there's not much left. Teleported the rubrics out of here. They're now in the middle here, and they helped kill all those guardsmen up there. I've warp timed the cultists. Then they charge into Lehman Russ over there, so that's why they're so strung out all the way across the board. That Demon Prince charged that Bassi. I've got my chain jump lord charged into that wyvern and actually took almost died on Overwatch, so he's gonna probably die this turn. The warp towns basically piled in around this Lehman Russ. Exalted champion failed, and we killed the last of the scions right there, but those 2 are left and aren't even on perils, so he's at 1. The score, I'm pretty sure I won at this point, but we're just gonna play it out, let Justin see what happens, and we'll get the end of the game and the post-game thoughts. Okay, so the end of the game, Chaos won, overwhelming victory. Not really going to show the points. It was pretty lopsided, but basically what ended up happening was Yarrick came in, killed the Demon Prince over here, which was an epic duel, and then Yarrick decided to die to a bunch of Rubric Bolters, so that wasn't very epic, but we thought he was going to go on a string of 3 up and feel no pains, but yeah, died on the first one, I think, but... then in which case the Chainaxe Lord basically tried to kill a wyvern 2 turns in a row. The Power Fist Khorne Berzerker he killed this Lehman Russ, he killed that Lehman Russ, and he killed that Basilisk. His power sword guy tried to kill my guy, and that didn't work. And then this guy over here with his super double move kind of shot over here and was blowing up rubrics. So there's only like 4 of them left in that squad now. And then these guys actually teleported from over there to hold the middle in case something went crazy and I couldn't get the bonus this turn. And I think I picked them up already, but only 3 warp talons were left. And that was actually from...
The Lehman Russ blowing up and doing 3 mortal wounds to both the warp talons and your Exalted champion.
Yep, and then I rolled like a 6 for leadership, and then a bunch more ran away. Like the whole squad ran away. So, just so you guys know, it was 3 turns I was swinging out on Lehman Russ. 3?
Because you brought him in turn 3.
Yeah, so 3 full turns of a full unit of warp talons could not kill a single Lehman Russ. So
and killed just as many of them as...
yeah. Oh my god, it's crazy. So, what'd you think of the game, buddy?
It was good. It's nice getting back.
Yeah.
Towards the end, started getting better rolls, but wasn't enough for turn 1 and turn 2 to not kill anything.
Yeah. So we kind of talked it out, and he felt like just all of his line of sight shooting, not really doing much first couple turns, really hindered him. Yeah, because he didn't kill anything turn 1.
Nope, nothing turn 1. I did 6
Yeah.
wounds to a rhino.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, and then turn 2, you killed rhinos.
I killed 2.
Yeah. And I talked about it. I feel like him moving, and he said it was double, and I get it. Him moving up the tanks because he needed to get into range of stuff over here because I kept hiding. But the way that the Thousand Suns operated and the fact that I was able to just basically shuttle all over the board and kind of get wherever, I don't know, just left an opening. So I thought it was a good game, man.
Yep.
Enjoyed having you. We'll have to play more because you're here forever.
Yeah, I know.
He's home from school because his school decided not to open up. So sad days. But no, it was a good game. I'll do the social distance handshake. And so we'll see you guys in the next battle report here on Heretic Wargaming. And look at his beautiful table again. We're going to look at it again. Ah.